Here at home, testimony is underway in the retrial of the man accused in the deadly shootings of 4 people in Palm Springs in 2019. Our cameras were not permitted inside the courtroom today for the beginning of testimony. The first trial of Jose Lerin Garcia ended with a deadlocked jury. News Channel 3's Jake Gracia is following this case every step of the way. He's live tonight outside court in Indio with the latest. Jake.
Yeah, and John, today the jury heard from some of those first people on scene after those murders, including neighbors who saw the dead bodies and one of the first officers to make contact with the suspect. Day 2 of testimony in the second murder trial for Jose Lerin Garcia, who's accused of killing Carlos Campos Rivera, Jacob Montgomery, Juliana Garcia, and Juan Duarte Raya on February 3rd, 2019. Witness Robert Pantanella took the stand, a resident of Sunny Dunes Road near where the murders happened. Around 11:40 that night, he heard a crash, quote, like something exploded. He ran outside to find his burgundy Jeep that had been parked on the side of the street was crashed into and knocked across the road. He saw 2 men near this Toyota Corolla and said, quote, I saw the heads of the kids in the car. One man told him they were all dead. Despite describing one of those men as skinny, Pantanella did not corroborate the defense argument that a slender man was seen limping away from the crime scene. He described blood spatter on the canvas cover of the Jeep, which was declared totaled and towed away. Another neighbor, Jose Oliva, testified for the jury he was watching TV with his wife and kids when he heard 5 or 6 gunshots in rapid succession. He also did not see anyone limping or running from the crime scene. Palm Springs Police Detective William Moss recalled for the jury coming upon this truck not far from the scene and seeing a person underneath, which he later identified as Jose Lerin Garcia. Moss ordered Lerin Garcia several times to come out, and when he finally did, he saw a red substance, possibly blood, smeared on his hands, arms, and clothes. He said Lerin Garcia seemed confused and was delayed in responding, which could indicate that he didn't want to be forthcoming, the involvement of drugs or alcohol, or other reasons. Now, one thing that has not yet been made clear in this new trial is how the prosecution and defense are adjusting their strategies to avoid the outcome of the previous trial and get a unanimous vote from the jury. We're live tonight in Indio. Jake Gracia, News Channel 3.